I'm Dominick Cruz, this is Goico Perez. He's going to be Belal Muhammad. I'm going to be Leon Edwards. Now, what makes Leon Edwards so dangerous is his defense, number one. Not only does he have very good footwork, but his hands are always up and he always knows how to fight. So in the first fight with Belal Muhammad, what really did a lot of damage to Belal was the pressure. Anytime they fought, we kept Belal backwards, moving like this towards the fence. And the stance switch is what helps Leon Edwards do that. It makes him so much longer in the people he fights because he's a southpaw. So southpaw versus a conventional stance, it makes the gap between us even longer. At the same time, by switching, now this person has to read. Now in this, as Belal has adapted in his fights, he started to switch stance as well. So when Leon Edwards switches stance, Belal might switch stance, but it doesn't matter. This is what Edwards does so good is, even with the stance switch, he's good at keeping the defense. He keeps his hands up, and some of the weapons that you're going to see out of Leon is this inside kick, this high kick, and he keeps the hands on, just like this, and he's moving in and out. Yep. And he's side to side, and if you move this way, he doesn't follow. What makes Leon so dangerous is he's always heading you off. And the last thing is he also can wrestle, so let's shoot. Get you up against the fence for a moment, keep you here, and then just take the time to lead and create the damage that he wants. He doesn't even want the takedown, he's just trying to nullify the pressure.
Look at the position by Edwards. Right away, jam the knee right in the middle, try to break the posture of Belal Muhammad.
So the key for Leon is going to be left hands. Any southpaw, the left hand, inside kick, left high kick are the weapons because it's the backside and it's hidden through a conventional stance.
They're trying to jab his way back to center. Quick 1-2 from Rocky.
So as he's holding Belal to a box, he's going to head him off, and then start cutting. He also keeps the distance. So one of the things you see when Leon Edwards fights is that when people try to shoot, the distance is so far he can get his down block in. So he gets his down block and he pulls you up to the upper body, and then now you have nothing. What's so fascinating about the sport these days is basics are what's winning, and Leon Edwards is world champion at basics. He doesn't need anything fancy because he's so good at keeping this space. He's a southpaw. So one of the things that you've seen out of Belal as he's progressed in the fight since the loss, he got poked in his eye in the second round and got pulled out of that fight because of the eye poke.
Oh, another poke.
Oh, it was a poke in the eye.
Yeah. Now what makes Edwards also dangerous is his pressure. This is how he beat Belal Muhammad early in the first round with pressure. This is what Belal's going to have to adjust to, is anytime Belal tried to move, he would head him off and beat the foot position right here. And then you go here, he would beat the foot, kick up high, left hair, inside. So he pushed Belal into his power shots by cutting off this angle.
Head kick. Wobbly legs. And now he's going in.
Oh my goodness,
Big left hooks.
Now this fight's going to be all about adjustments for Belal Muhammad because in the first fight, he only has one round till the go by. And in the first fight, the entire time, Leon Edwards was pressuring him towards the fence and he couldn't get away. So the key that we saw in that one round is that Belal needs to switch the roles and he needs to keep Leon moving back. And whenever Leon tries to get away, head him off. Some of the things that you're going to see of the adjustments of Belal is he started to switch stance. So sometimes he's going to be conventional versus southpaw, which is the first fight, but sometimes he's going to be southpaw versus southpaw. Now when you switch stance, some of the weapons that change is this. Southpaw versus southpaw, now we can both use a jab and it lands. If it's southpaw versus conventional, the hand fight is different. When I try to jab, you can just grab my hand. So that's a big difference. That will create a lot of openings for Belal. When he switches southpaw versus southpaw, now he's got this inside kick. He's got this calf kick. He's got this high kick. He's got this high kick. He's got this left hand. He's got all his weapons.
Massive right now from Muhammad. Brady on the ropes.
So for Belal to be a little longer, he's going to want to start with kicks and then connect his hands to boxing combinations. He's going to want to start to the body early and work his way up to the head as the fight goes on because Edwards is so good at keeping the rein and so good at using his feet that if you try to head him, it's hard to hit in the head. And last but not least, wrestle. Anytime you see Leon try to get out, grab, get into the defense. Now, Leon Edwards has very good takedown defense, but this breaks up the timing. This breaks up the rhythm. This keeps the fight where Belal wants it as the shorter man. So get to this clinch, look to do these, look to get the body, look to work for the takedowns as much as you can. But realistically, just the clinch is what Belal wants, because the more time you let Leon Edwards move around, get his feet, get his timing, get his rhythm, he starts speeding you up. So you want to get a hold of him, get him in the fence, just like Colby Covington.
First real attempt by Covington. Edwards steps over. That's a big mistake by Leon.
Leon Edwards has shown against Kamaru Usman and every opponent how hard he is to take down. And I'll show you some of the tricks that he uses. When this person gets in on a double on, what he's good at is a little unconventional. You'll see Edwards like this. His feet, his knees are apart so that you can't get your hands locked behind his butt. And the reason is because he keeps them apart. Not just that, but he keeps this hand and keeps this here. So when you keep this hand here, when this person tries to change levels and drop, he can lift his head up. Just like this, keep this hand with two hands. So now when this person tries to lock their hands, they can't, because he doesn't allow it. He keeps his knee close to the wall so you can't get behind. And even though you're behind this, yeah, you try to go to a single, he can still defend. So when you're on a double, he stops this, then you go to a single, and then he'll go to his whizzer. The whizzer is this outside arm right here. He's super good with this outside arm when you switch to a single. Then you go back to a double, just gets it back inside again. He brings it back inside and jacks you up. And then when you go to a single, he keeps it here. Now from here, he's got punches, and then he keeps his foot, and you can't transition. So eventually, once the hands break, he keeps it and scoots his way out.
Couldn't get him.
He has been taken down. And when Leon Edwards gets taken down, he has basics. So let's say he gets in, he gets to a double. Nicely. Puts him down right here, just like this. Look at the first line of defense is dealing with his head. And this is what Edwards is so good at. He gets here, he gets his back up, his head is higher than his opponent, and then from there he can push and get this bottom leg out is the key. And this is what Edwards is really good at, is once this leg is out, you're free. So he might push for a second, he'll get it, and he can keep this whizzer, and now he's punchy, or whatever. Once he's got this hand and this whizzer, you can't lock your hands. He doesn't allow you to lock your hands here very often. He keeps them apart, and it stands up, gets inside space, and creates the distance. And last, you shoot. He keeps his hand inside. One of the reasons is he's got this really nasty ninja choke. Sorry. As you can see, it gets tight fast. So the deeper you push into him, you'll see he'll get this in, and it comes over the top, and you'll grab your bicep, and then miss scissors over the top like that. And it just chokes very tight, very fast. So he's using this as a line of defense too. See how high he is, I can't get it. But the second you change levels, he gets it in, and then it's just lights out.
Oh, he's jumping on a choke.
So he's got many lines of defense. He's hard to take down. He's super good at keeping the space between him and his opponents. His hands are always up. He's very basic with the fundamentals. And then the fundamentals, we went over them already, are what win fights these days.